What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. And today we talking about the 5 mistakes that I've made in my first year making candles and what it taught me. So if you're new here, I'm a candle maker and a content creator. That is what I do. And I kind of been slacking on my candle videos, so I wanted to give y'all some more stuff that I've learned as a candle maker. So these are the 5 mistakes that I've made in my first year of candle making that's going to help all the candle makers. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I would say that the first thing that I did was, let me see, let me look at my notes. Too many sizes. Too many sizes. So, and I would say the second thing is too many scents. So the first thing I would say out the gate is trying to find too many sizes, too many scents, too many varieties. You don't need all that stuff. Find maybe like 3 scents that you want to get really good at and work on those 3 scents. You know, it could be 3 for spring, 3 for fall, 3 for summer, or it could just be 3 year-round scents. So I think sometimes I spent too much time trying to be like, okay, maybe I need this size, maybe I need this size, maybe I just do like one. So you can start with a small one. I'm gonna try this one $10. Do this one 15 or whatever. Like, but just do like one size. You know what I'm saying? Get good at that one size. I think another thing that I did was you have to test wax. I did spend a lot of time testing waxes, but I didn't test that many waxes. I knew kind of what I wanted, and I was able to find, I think, on the second try with wax. I think I tried soy first, and the next one that I tried was coconut apricot. So I wouldn't say that. I would say the next thing that I did too much of was too much trying, like messing around with labels and stuff, trying to worry about how good it looks. I think in the beginning you need to worry more about how it performs versus how it looks. So I was looking for a certain aesthetic. I was like, no, I wanted sleek and luxury and this, and I wanted a certain type of label. So for a while I didn't have labels, which is crazy. I would just write them on like a sticker that I would stick in the thing that was kind of like a label with the scent, and I would do it like that. But like I did like the wet labels where you got like wet it and slide it off and put it. It was just too much, man. So just I think wasting too much time to try to make it look perfect instead of making it doable. You know, I know that we worry about looks and aesthetics, which is part of selling, but part of it is, man, making sure that the main thing is making sure your candle does what it's supposed to do, which is light up a room. You know what I'm saying? And make a room smell good. That's the main thing that's supposed to do. So I spent too much time with that. I would say another thing, the fourth thing I would say that I spent too much time on is social media. I think for a while, and I've been doing this for years with social media, it's just a love-hate relationship. Trying to, like, you got to make content, but I think I was kind of scared to go out to people and sell to people. So I was trying to make content to bring people in. And I'm not saying don't make content, but to me, unless you know what you're doing or unless you're going to do a lot of content, it's kind of hard to depend on content to build your brand solely. You can do it, but I think you should probably find another way first. Like the first thing I probably should have did was go to pop-ups instead of trying to just sell stuff on social media. You know what I mean? Even though it helped because you're selling it to friends and family. But if I would have went to pop-ups, I would have got my candles out faster. And I think the first year I wouldn't have worried about why my candles aren't selling. It's like you don't have any followers on social media. So it's like you got to continue to build followers. But if you don't fully know what you're doing with that, then it's kind of like, or you're not going to spend all your time focusing on that, then it's kind of hard. Just go where the people already are. I think it would be easier. So that would be the third. That's the third thing I said. No, that was the fourth thing I said. The fifth thing I said is worrying about pricing too much, man. I think in the beginning, at least, you know, because you don't want to lowball yourself. And I know people say like you want to do 3x, like how much it costs with your time times one, two, like it's confusing to me, bro. It's confusing to me sometimes. So I wouldn't even say worry about pricing. Just give a decent price to where okay, I can make a few dollars back on my candles instead of just selling them. Instead of just selling them and making no money. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself at least a good price to where you can have a cushion to make yourself. So it's like if your candle makes it costs like $7, okay, do like 12 to 15 bucks. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't be like, all right, I'm gonna sell it for 30 bucks, you know, out the gate, because people kind of you gotta kind of build up to that. Like I said, unless you really know what you're doing with sales and aesthetics and business, I would just start out the gate and then as you add more sizes, or as you get more business, then you can kind of upcharge. You know what I'm saying? Because you upcharging for your time at that point in time. You upcharging for supply and demand. But at the first, I wouldn't worry too much about that. And so your first year is really gonna be trial and error. Your first year is really gonna be a lot of testing. When I'm saying testing, it's practice. Now it doesn't mean you got to take forever. You can start selling, months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months in. Once you got a good formula down and your jars look decent. You know what I mean? They don't have to look perfect. A lot of people use labels from Office Depot, Office Max, and jars you can get from like I said, Candle Science probably be your cheapest one. Macy's is more expensive. Flaming Candle. I'm trying to think of a couple other places, but that's all I got off the top of my head. And so it's just getting your foot in the door. And as you get your foot in the door, you're gonna have a lot of iterations of candles because you're like, I don't like this one, I want a bigger one, or I don't like these labels, I want to switch. And so that won't be your final form. It almost is never your final form until you kind of figure out what you like. So that is my recommendation. That is the 5 mistakes that I made my first year making candles. I hope this video helps. If it does, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, peace.